Hello and welcome to day 9 of Spirit Tribe's Yoga Challenge. Today's class will be focused on grounding and centering, and I'm going to invite you to get started by coming to the top of your mat. We'll start off in mountain pose. So here in mountain, I'm going to just face you guys. Here in mountain, we want to lift the toes, maybe rock gently back and forth on our feet, lifting into the toes and gently placing them down one at a time, pressing down into all four corners of the feet, meaning the inner and outer edges of the feet, feeling firmly connected to the earth beneath you. So once you find that nice grounding here with your feet, they can be hip distance apart or together, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Start to feel that connection and really root down into the feet, pressing firmly down, activating all the muscles. So as we gain nourishment from Mother Earth, really grounding down, rooting our roots really deep and wide, allowing Mother Earth to provide us with that nourishment that we need to build a strong foundation. So from there, start to engage the ankles, the feet, the ankles, hugging the thighs inward towards center midline, drawing in the Mula Bandha, which is the lower pelvic floor muscles. So really zip that up. And you'll notice as you zip that up, the tailbone draws down a bit. And then we engage through the core, inhaling shoulders up to the ears and down the back. So now our chest and heart are open, our palms shine forward, chin can tuck slightly back so it's nice alignment all the way from our roots to the crown of our head. So from here, let's just close our eyes for a moment, taking some nice deep cleansing breath. So inhaling nice and deep all the way from the belly up to the nostrils, nostrils to belly. So inhaling, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out through the nose. Start to feel that activation of all the muscles, the support beneath you, the engagement and integrity of this pose. Spiritual profile of Tadasana or mountain is empowerment. So really I want to invite you to feel empowered. Feel strong in your foundation as a mountain. Imagine yourself as the mountain. Tadasana. So really also finding the strength as well as the ease within the effort here. So as we're engaging all the muscles and really activating here, we're also engaging with some ease, some softness. So check if you're noticing, or notice if you're clenching any areas or really holding tight in those areas, and see if you can soften while still engaging. Feeling that prana build. Taking a moment as we internalize and go inward, how the breath is moving without any judgment or commentary from the mind. Feel the heat building, the prana circulating, maybe the energy drawing up through the earth, up through the feet, extending up through the legs, the core, those low pelvic muscles. The shoulders come down and away from the ears, palms are shining forward, energy circulating down through the arms, circulating back up through the fingertips to the neck and the throat, and finally standing up nice and tall between Mother Earth and Father Sky. We are that bridge between the two, connecting the two. From here, let's go ahead and open the eyes. If you feel comfortable, you're also able to keep the eyes closed if it's in your practice. So inhale, the arms up above our head, reach up to the stars, relax down the shoulders, down the back. Take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, hinging at the hips, drawing the low belly in. Exhaling, forward fold. You can take a slight bend in the knees here. If you're not at the top of the mat, I encourage you to come to the top of the mat here. And maybe bending into the left knee and the right, making sure the core is engaged still so that we're not harming, and we're protecting the low back here rather. So let's inhale, coming up halfway, shoulders come down the back. Nice long line of energy all the way from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. Core muscles still nice and engaged, so strong. Exhale, releasing down. Stepping back here with the left leg, really making sure that we're not losing that foundation. So the right foot is pressing strongly in to the mat. Let's rotate the left foot down. The heel comes down and out to a 90-degree angle. Let's come up to our warrior pose. So adjust your stance if you need to. Keeping a strong foundation in those legs, so strong. From here, bending into the front knee, making sure the knee is in line with the ankle. You can look out over the left fingertips and try to stay neutral with the hips and the torso. So we're not leaning too far forward or too far back, just right here in the center. Nice and strong, nice and grounded. Let's inhale, coming up. And then exhale, maybe see if you can sink a little lower. We're going to do this a couple of times. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lowering. One more time, inhaling. Exhale, coming down. Making sure you're maintaining that integrity of the pose. One last time, inhaling here. Exhale, really sinking down deep. Making sure, again, that the core muscles are drawn in, nice and strong, so strong here. As we exhale, we'll begin to place the forearm onto the knee. We'll rotate the left arm up and above the head, coming into an extended side angle here. Making sure to really root down and press down into the outside edge of the left foot here. Don't be dumping the weight onto it. Lift up and out. Stay strong. How's your breathing? Nice deep Ujjayi breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back up to warrior two. Straightening in that front knee. You can shorten the stance if you need to. If you have a block, go ahead and grab a hold of that. Inhaling, really extending forward. Extend, extend, extend for length. Exhale, rotate down into triangle pose. So making sure here not to hyperextend the front leg or the front knee. And standing up nice and tall. Making sure we're not dumping the weight into that right hand or leg. Beautiful. Let's bend into that right knee and then come back down to our runner's lunge here. We'll step back with the right foot to meet the left, standing strong in our plank move here. And then from plank, really engaging the core muscles and lifting our hips up and back for downward facing dog. So in down dog, you can stretch into the left and then the right foot, paddling out the feet, extending through the legs. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulders. So really pressing firmly with the fingertips are spread nice and wide. Pressing away from the mat, you can bend into the knees and lift the hips up nice and high, getting a nice extension and space being created between each vertebrae. So triceps are in line with the ears. Really draw that mula bandha up and in. So those low pelvic floor muscles, that's your core. Beautiful. Let's look up at the hands. Lift the left leg up and step the left leg forward for runner's lunge on the opposite side now. So again, making sure we have a nice strong foundation here in our runner's lunge, pressing firmly down through the sole of the feet and out through the back leg, out through the back heel. And as we're lifting, we're engaging the core. So inhaling, coming up. You can rotate the heel down, coming into warrior on the opposite side. So I'm just going to turn around so that I'm facing you all. Okay, so warrior on the opposite side. Again, making sure we are firmly grounded down, pressing firmly down, activating all muscles just as if we're in Tadasana. So imagine every pose Tadasana. Okay, so inhale, lengthening. Exhale, sinking down. Remember to keep the core engaged. Inhale. Exhale, sinking down. One more. You've got this, yogis. Beautiful. Staying strong here in your warrior. So fierce. Begin to bend into the forearm, pressing the forearm lightly onto the knee, rotating the right arm around and then above the head. So nice angle all the way from the tips of the fingers out through the edge of the right heel. So we want to again make sure we're not lifting up or compromising the integrity of the pose here. So making sure we're activating all the muscles. Beautiful. Coming back into our warrior two, straightening into the leg, bending one last time. Nice deep warrior. And straighten into that front leg. You can draw your stance up if you need to. I'm just gonna reach for my block. So from here, really reach, reach, reach. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Reaching as forward as far as you can, and then rotating. Hands stacking the shoulders if possible. Really engaging the core, again protecting the low back, shifting the left hip back and the right hip up. Making sure we're really pressing down firmly into the feet for triangle, Trikonasana. A couple breaths here. Your gaze can be looking out in front of you, down at the foot, or even up, gazing out towards the fingertips. Whatever feels best for your neck. Beautiful. Let's begin to bend into that right knee, left knee, rotating down to our runner's lunge here. Stepping back, placing the palms of the hands on the ground, stepping back with the left foot into our down dog. So again, fingertips nice and wide, press firmly into the hands, lift up and out of the wrist joints. Equal length on both side bodies. Engaging that core, really drawing that mula bandha in. A couple more breaths, deep breaths here. Feel grounded, centered, and connected. Let's release the knees down to the floor and release the hips back to the heels for child's pose. So here in child's pose, you can keep the palms of the hands up above the head, pressing into the mat or extending above the head. And then we want to sink the hips down to the heels as best as possible. Forehead may connect to the earth, or you may need a block. Whatever feels best for you. Feel free to check in with the breath here. Nice, deep, cleansing breaths. In fact, let's take a nice deep inhale together. Cleansing breath out. One more time. Beautiful. This is the pose of courage, child's pose. And I call it the pose of courage because it takes courage to surrender ourselves sometimes when our body is requesting some extra attention or extra support. So know that at any time in yoga, you can take child's pose as a way to renew, restore, and recharge the body, reconnect with the breath. Really ground and center. This is also a great posture if you have headache. Often have headaches, you can rotate the head left to right, just massaging the forehead and the space between the brow. It's a great way to release the headaches and the neck and the head. One more breath here. Beautiful. You can set the block aside if you have that there. Let's come down. We'll come up through tabletop first. Really feeling nice and grounded, strong and stable here. Let's shift the hips back to the heels, torso comes up, and let's come onto our seats. So maybe you want to lift any extra that you might have to connect your sit bones to the mat. Here we will extend the feet out long in front of us. The toes point up towards the ceiling, pressing the palms of the hands right next to the hips here. Really, again, engaging that mula bandha, the root muscles, feeling connected and grounded to the space beneath you. From here, we're going to engage that core, lift up the root muscles, really zip up to midline, engaging all the muscles here just like Tadasana, pressing firmly down with the hands into the mat, engaging the toes so they point up towards the ceiling. Leg muscles hug in. Root to rise, so rooting down with the sits bones, but also drawing up and in with the low belly of the core muscles. Pressing firmly down into the mat, lifting up and out of the torso. Shoulders can be engaged, but somewhat relaxed away from the ears. Crown of the head lifts tall towards the heavens. Couple more breaths here. Stay strong in your foundation, strong in your breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and release. Staff pose. And let's bring the arms up above the head. Inhaling nice and tall. Lifting up and out. Shoulders relax down. And then exhale, begin to hinge the hips forward, really keeping the core strong here. Right when you start to feel that stretch in the low back, I want you to pause right there. Inhaling for length. Exhale, maybe sinking down a little further into it. Again, we want to keep the toes engaged, feet engaged, legs engaged. Inhale, exhale, getting closer, but we're not on a destination or a journey. We don't want to necessarily round in the low back. We want to keep it nice and long. So chest and heart still are shining forward, chin coming forward. One more time. And exhale. Now wherever your hands land is perfect for where you're at today. So even if you are 3 inches from vertical, that is perfect. And stay in your own experience on the mat. And once you feel really comfortable and strong with the stretch, then you can begin to round into the upper back. We want to keep a nice length in the low back. So if you have the space, the flexibility, you can grab onto the shins, the ankles, possibly even the bottoms of the feet. Remember lifting up and out and then settling down, really getting a nice stretch along the back of the legs, the low back area. Beautiful. Inhale, release the palms of the hands to the floor and slowly walk yourself back up to a neutral seated position. Let's bring ourselves down onto our backs, drawing the knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side, massaging out the low back. And we'll just take one more posture before we take our final posture for the evening. Release the feet down to the floor. Let's cross the left knee. You can bring the arms out into a T position or goddess arms, cactus arms, where the elbows are bent. And let's bring the left foot or left ankle, left knee over the right knee, crossing the legs. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing. Maybe gently lifting into the pelvic floor slightly and shifting the hips towards the left. Inhale. And as you exhale, drop the knees and the legs over to the right. And you may feel some popping or releasing of energy. That's perfectly normal. So you worked really hard. So really just now is your time to let go. Again, feel that support, that nourishment, that safe space, feeling grounded and rooted, supported and strong. One more breath here. Okay, inhale, bringing the knees back towards center, uncrossing the knees here. And we'll go on to the opposite side. Right knee comes over the left knee. Take a moment to inhale, lift the hips up and adjust them slightly towards the right. Take a nice deep inhale here, feeling that nice stretch along the outer hip, low back and sacrum area. Inhaling one more time, and as you exhale, gently begin to drop the knees and the legs towards the left. I had a lot of releasing there. Again, allow yourself to feel supported here, being mindful of any remaining holding or tension in the muscles. breathing into those spaces and really letting go. Know that you are always supported. You don't always have to hold yourself up. One more breath. On your next inhale, draw the knees back up towards center midline, uncrossing the knees and releasing the legs out long on the mat for the final pose of the day. Shavasana, the hands can come along down the sides, tucking the shoulders gently underneath the back, so lifting the chest and heart open, palms shine up and open for receiving. And you're welcome to stay here in this posture for up to 5 minutes. I want to invite you to stay for 5 minutes. You worked really hard. You're welcome to stay in that posture for up to 5 minutes. I just wanted to say thank you very much for joining me on day 9, the grounding flow for the Spirit Tribe Yoga Challenge, and we hope to see you tomorrow for day 10. Namaste.